Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with an important video. This is the Discord community update recap video. I just listened to the whole thing and it is an absolute doozy. It is full of all sorts of crazy stuff, including David Yu's explanation of the OTC deal, and it's exactly what I thought it was. If you've been watching my channel and I have my live streams, I broke down what it's like to be a collector and the collector's mentality, and David Yu's description of what happened with that deal is exactly how I described. I've seen it before, and so has he. This is one thing that we're going to get into really quickly, but there's so much else that happened too in this, this not an AMA, but a community update. They talked about crazy stuff. So let's get into this really quick, okay? So let's go right here. First, David's explanation of the OTC. So that was a broker deal, outside of the app, with a user who was looking to acquire some crazy stuff. Now, I talked about this numerous times. If you've been on my channel, you follow my live streams, I explained the collector's mentality. David Yu is this type of person who does these deals to get the crazy stuff you see on his wall. This is how it works in the collectibles world. Now, if that should be how it works in VEVE, that's another story, but this is exactly what he explained. He wrote down, there'll be a full recap of it for sure, but basically he's not there in the community update. He sent in and Alex read his statement. He did a deal with someone behind the scenes because there's a ton of money involved, and he brokered this deal, outside of the normal marketplace and everything. And this is something that David Yu says he's done all the time in collectibles businesses. Then I explain this to people. This is how the mind works. And if the owner is this kind of person, there might be a window for you to get in there, but they did acknowledge the lack of communication and, how this affected the community. So they are going to look at doing things maybe differently or not at all in the future. But David Yu did put this deal together. This is what he said, and the exact quote will be obviously put out there for sure, but it's just as I described. Okay. This is how the collector's mind works. These are the way you get things like this in the back door. This is how you get stuff. If you want to get those crazy items, you got to know people. And this is what David's done with his own kind of collecting strategy, is getting to know the owners of other companies, going to meet the artists, like this kind of stuff. And this is what it was. So it's all kind of confirmed now. You can let me know what you think if this should happen in VEVE, but this is what happened. So David, you will probably address this even more, but they read out that statement. And like I said, if you're not in the collectibles business, this may seem strange to you, but it's quite normal for a guy like David. And for me, I've seen this happen all the time. You just don't have public sales on the craziest stuff. It usually goes to people behind the scenes who work hard for it and broker deals. So maybe this will happen for you, and maybe you'll get another chance at some of this stuff. I don't know. But he explained it. That was quite something. I know this is going to generate a lot of conversation in the community. The next thing they did is they did address the potion drop, the Disney potion drop that just happened today. Some of the glitches, the sub 40 error where a couple of the sub 40 minutes went out, is just an error. They fixed it. The profile photos was just a server-side error. No conspiracy there where they're trying to make everybody look like drops and stuff like that, bots or anything like that. Just a little bit of glitches. Mitch actually talked about it. He said it's probably his fault. He was taking ownership of it. Just some things that happened on the drop. First time we've had actually glitches on the drop for VEVE in a while, but this is a bit of a complicated one with this potion. So they're fixing that. Actually, the potion, is actually up and running again. If you want to go do your potion to the poster now, it's all back up and running. So that they just addressed that really quickly. Now, the VEVEverse update mid-April. First beta testers are going to get access. Initial beta group will be invited to testing, and it follows the article. All users will have access across Q2 at some point. 27,000 collectibles have already been integrated. So this is coming mid-April, you guys, the VEVEverse. I know we wanted it a few weeks earlier than that. The Q1 is just about over, so it's just a little bit late, but that's the plan. So we'll see if it sticks to it. But that is super exciting, guys. It's all coming together very quickly. Next one is merging accounts. They just said the deadline's approaching April 30th. So if you want to merge some accounts, you got to do your form by then. That's just a quick little thing. It's coming up in about a month. That's the last chance you'll get. So if you haven't merged accounts yet, you got to do that there. The next part is MCP and OUP update. Now, this is pretty crazy. The MCP is already in beta. There's 20,000 users. I don't have access yet, but everybody every day is getting their MCP points showing up there. More access daily, more users getting it. It's essentially here already. phase one is essentially here. Almost everybody has it, except for me, but I'll get it eventually. But Reese and Mitch explain the article. There's an update coming. OUP and MCP are they're gonna interplay a lot more with huge benefits coming for people with Master Collector points and everything. And they talk a little bit more about Master Collector points as well, about how you'll be able to use them to get higher levels in the waitlist. So you'll be able to use your Master Collector points to actually get more shots at their waitlist drop, which is coming as well. So this is all going to benefit. And they also talked about rolling these types of programs out simultaneously and not actually having them all in order like we've been waiting. They're actually trying to push to get this stuff out together. So this stuff is really close, you guys. It's coming. Basically, MCP phase one is pretty much here. We just don't all fully have access, but they're almost there, right? The payout update too, they gave that. Pausing temporarily. VEVE's has always been looking for alternative options for payout, but specifically, they're going to be really rolling out like different vendors that you can choose from and different things you could do, as a result of this. We don't know when it's going to be coming back. This is Wire who's shutting it down, not VEVE. It's Wire. So we're going to have to wait. But essentially tonight, if you're watching this video on the 29th of March, I believe it's supposed to be tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they said 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, right before midnight on March 29th. So if you want to do a payout, you got to do it pretty quick here, and they will honor all of those that get in by the deadline, apparently. But yeah, this is going to have I don't know how long it's going to be out. They didn't say how long they know it's going to be out either. So, that's some information for you to see how the markets are and the floor and everything like that. But they will have more options the next time, so this doesn't happen. And I think they said they've been looking at more options, but they don't have any for us at the moment. So anyway, the waitlist update. This is for the waitlist drop. They also talked about this. The approval is sent over to Apple now. The functionality of it is going to be in place by the end of Q1, just like they said. We won't be doing the waitlist yet, but the functionality will be there in the app with the next update. So the version 1 waitlist they described will be used in a controlled drop like a VEVE logo. So that's when they'll actually test it out and use it. Is on like maybe a new VEVE logo. That was sort of hinted, but not fully confirmed. Mitch was kind of coy about that when Alex asked him that. It was quite interesting. But you can do it on the mobile or web platform, the waitlist. So this is for people who live in regions who can't get drops. This is going to help. KYC users only, because they're making sure they're going to have that in. So then as they loosen KYC, things to get into the app, you'll only be able to do waitlist drops if you're KYC'd. So they're really going to protect that. And version 2 is going to be an enhanced version of waitlist. So they're going to test it out probably with a VEVE logo at some point, but this is all coming. I mean, it's going to be actually, the functionality is going to be in the app at, basically in a couple days here when they finish up here with Apple. They've already sent it over apparently. And so it just has to be approved. And then we'll see when they actually do a drop, which is going to be really interesting. Now, this is the waitlist update. Like I said, that one's right there. Now, OMI to NFT, this is a big priority. So they talked about priorities in Q2 and Q3 moving forward. OMI to NFT is a thing. It's coming, you guys. You're going to have the option to do that. So this is great for people who are holding OMI. This is the news that you've been waiting for. If you've been waiting on OMI and holding a lot and really not sure if they were even going to use OMI anymore, they reassured everybody, no, for sure, this is a major priority for them. And you'll be able to spend MCP points for extra waitlist entries, like I said. So OMI, waitlist, MCP, all this stuff is right in front of us, you guys. And so don't be cynical. I know we've heard it before, but the progress is there. They're being very clear about it. And this is going to be a big one, you guys, for sure, specifically to people who have OMI. And if you're a drophead holder on this channel, a member of the channel, we reward OMI every week to my holders. So that's going to become really interesting to see how much OMI actually goes up from this or not. And in Q2 and Q3, we're going to have the ability to buy NFTs with OMI. That is crazy, you guys. So anyway, that's the quick recap. We'll be making more videos about this for sure. But the whole big thing about David's explanation is just as I described, you guys. I was trying to let people know the collector's mentality, the collector's mind. And David Yu has that mind. This is how he makes these deals. Whether or not he should be doing it here, I'm not sure. But he's the owner of the company. He can do whatever he wants with those NFTs they hold back. And so maybe if you want to get your hands on some of those crazy mints, maybe you try to get a hold of David or something. I don't know if this will be even happening ever again, because he did address the all the stuff that it caused with the community. But this is what he was thinking. He made a big deal outside of thing because you can't get enough money in the app traditionally. And so this is the kind of deal that can happen in a collector's world. If you're not familiar with how the collector's world works and how people like David get that stuff on his wall behind him, You know, it's not usually just buy it on the marketplace. You got to dig for that stuff. And that looks like what's happened. That's what he described. So you guys let me know what you think about the whole update. Quite a lot of news right here. Very bullish news, if you ask me. Very, very bullish news. I'm very excited about things. And we'll see how it goes. But I'll look for your comment, and we'll continue the conversation on Twitter as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy collecting.